My computers are very old. VM. Hey, Neil, what up? Had dinner yet? I had chicken. You know, guys, I think I liked it better when it was Cortana, not Copilot. However, I found out today, for those of you Windows users, that Windows 10 is updating once again. But to get the Windows 10 updates, you have to go into your settings, go to Update and Security, and first it's going to think about it for a bit. VM, can't go wrong with rotisserie chicken. You have the whole thing, or you share it with the cats. I share it with the cats. That's the whole point of me getting chicken. It's the highlight of their week. El bisavô, dude. VM, some symbol, hey. Another thing I have to say I'm not a fan of. It's Firefox wanting you to back itself up. VM, how do you serve it to them? How throw pieces of, or they go for the designated bowl? Um, I have a cup that I put everything I'm not going to eat in, and then I dump it out for them. El Bizarro, I love those rotisserie chickens. Well, oh, okay. So I know you guys can't see this, but if you have a Windows 10 computer and you pull up your settings under updates, there should be a little blue thing you can click that says enroll now under enroll in extended support. That is now free. So I'm enrolling in extended support. It says just a moment. On my other computer, I am going into Windows Studio or YouTube Studio. Enroll in extended security updates to stay protected. Click next. This may take a while. Daniel, happy Saturday. What's up, everyone? Not much. Jackie, yo, how is life, bro? Tiring. El Bizarro, I also love broads. Asking, it's sending me a code. Okay. Probably because this is the mainline system I have. When you've had your fill of drinking. Mary. Hello, Richard. Jackie T. Profunky. I feel you, gang. JMO. Richard, what's up? Agent, good morning. It's evening here. Mary Mistrada, hope everyone is well tonight. Hey, Bizavo, Mary! VM, hey, Mary! Your hands on mine to hold, and you've gotta keep it strong. Move along like I know you do. Even when all hope is gone. Hey, Bizavo, Phil, I haven't seen Phil in a bit. Jackie! Yeah, I'm a go. Richard, have a good. Yes, I will have a good something. Mary, hello, L. Hello, VM. Jackie, have a good evening, man. Hope everything goes well with your day. This was a very long day. Very, very long day. What's wrong, Isolde? What's wrong, Isolde? VM, thank you for stopping by, Jackie. El Bizavo, today, meow. Unified, hello, Dad. All right, so my computer just got verified for extended updates. There we go. Even when all hope is gone. It was up, Toby meow. No, Toby's outside. That was Isolde. Mary, everyone riding the storm out in one piece. Ugh. I just came off what I call one of my meat grinders. I had a 16-hour shift. Then I had 4 hours off. Then I had 8 hours on. Then I had 4 hours off. Then I had 8 hours on. Then I had 4 hours off. Then I had 8 hours on. And I just came home from that. So I am very, very tired. And Nimbus is sad because she hadn't seen me in 16 hours. So she was sad and hungry. Slungry? But she didn't finish all of her food, although I gave her 4 freaking cans. Well, her and Nim. El Bizavo. I'm nipping a bottle of tequila. But do you really need to tell us you're doing that? I mean, I kind of imagine that you're always got a bottle. What dust in my... Hard to see in the dark. This is a digestive. Mary Mistrada. Oh, poor Nimbus. I don't think Nimbus misses me, but she's underweight. Oh, she's back to eating. Like I say, Nimbus is a little on the underweight side, so... Hey, Mr. for Mary. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Mr. for not always. Oh, dude. I still imagine that on a lazy Saturday, you're nipping on the tequila. Mary, this is me. I'm so tired. Is that a slowly becoming one with the mud? Well, if I can't see after 14 days, if my mind is stopped by the crashing waves. VM, you got any plans for tomorrow, Neil? You got work on Sunday or no? I have work 7 days a week. Hey, Bizavo, I'm hoping to make something for dinner. Hey, L, you ever heard of a Mexican flu shot? No? Okay, well, dude, it's like this. You know, El Bizavo, Neil is driving with Bronco in heavy traffic. Yeah, my goodness, 8 hours every day? Um, no. 3 days out of the week, it's 16 hours. At least one day, it's 12. And then at least one day, it's 8. Well, no, right now, 4 days out of the week, it's 16 hours, or 5 days out of the week, it's 16 hours because I'm running two full times. But that ends Tuesday. So no, the only day that I work only 8 hours is Sunday. Mike, hey, okay, guys. So there are three dudes. They all work together, and they all take the bus to work. So they're waiting at the bus stop, and they all had the flu yesterday. So they're surprised to see each other. So the first guy, they say, "How the hell did you get out of bed? You were sick as a dog." And the guy goes, "Yeah, my wife gave me an Irish flu shot. You know, it's whiskey and lemon and cloves, and it's served hot. And you know, fixed me right up." And the guy goes, "Oh, that's awesome." The next guy goes, "Yeah, well, my wife gave me a Russian flu shot. She took a bottle of vodka, opened it, and handed it to me. Took two of them, but I'm right as rain." And the third guy goes, "Yeah, my mom gave me a Mexican flu shot." And the other look and say, "What's that? It's got tequila in it?" And they go, "No. She threw her chunga at me, called me a little puto, and told me to get the fuck out of bed." So that's a Mexican flu shot. Mary. Hi, Mike. VM. So you work close to 100 hours a week, Neil. Salute to you, man. Okay. I don't work 100 hours a week. My baseline is 80, and this week at one of my jobs, I worked an additional 12. All right. So that's 92, which is well short of 100. But I will say this much, guys. I mean, it's good. It's good to have money in the bank. You know, hey, Bizarro, I've seen that dude's mom. Very average Mexican mother. L. I had a babysitter when I was a kid, and she'd come to my house and she'd bring her son, and her son's name was Toscano, but she called him Puto. Puto, get over here! There, Mistrada, money is always good. Yeah. I mean, that whole paying my bills business. Sunburn, freezer burn, choking on the ashes of a rattle. PM, you investing the money in anything other than living expenses? Um, Other than like equipment, no, not at the moment. But then I only had the 80-hour baseline for a month, basically. I think 3 weeks, and I'm back to a 64-hour baseline again next week. Memory, are you ready for the storm? No. Oh dear God, I should be sleeping now, shouldn't I? I mean, guys, I am I am just exhausted. But my first thought on coming home was I need to come home. I need to do a live stream for all of you. But yeah, early last year, I elected to not take days off unless I absolutely had to until I resolved my mother's estate, which is still a long way from resolution. So, I know that when I talk to the lawyer, it's going to be a very expensive conversation. Those onion boys or whatever their name still giving you trouble? Yeah. Yeah, Patrick is still masturbating to me and telling his subscribers to give me a hard time. Ib. Good evening, Richard Leland Neal. Well, that might be one of your onion boys. Even when all hope is gone, kitty long, like I know you do. I have two computers updating here. This is going to be a very interesting live. And it may take more than the hour for them to fully update, particularly the T61 here because it's so old. The 430 has a much better processor, so it's probably going to run a little bit faster, but they both have the same RAM. My skin is oily as hell. What's wrong, you sold? Ib, do you think New York City will sink due to the weight of this snowstorm? No. Memory of the Fisherman, do you ever fall asleep at work? Yeah, it does happen. Oh, did I have the weirdest dream? Like I was maybe asleep for 2 or 3 minutes, but I had the weirdest dream the other day. I can't remember it, but I know it was weird. And I know I saw one of my dead cats. Mary Mistrada, we would be that lucky. And yeah, look, New York does have a flooding problem. In fact, the New York City subway system would flood completely after 3 days without constant pumping. But for the most part, like the city that never sleeps ain't got that many problems. Now here in Los Angeles, where we think we're going to shrink in the rain, it's a big deal when it used to be a big deal when it rained. You know, but now it's not so much. The T-61 has turned up, it's coming back. Okay. Memory of the Fisherman. I never remember any of my dreams. Yeah, dude. The thing about dreams is that I don't know if you're old enough to remember defragmenting your hard drive. Well, that's kind of what your brain is doing. Jew Bear. Shut up, you are making fun of the place I live in. I stay up for bed all night. C4 does the job. You live in Los Angeles or you live in New York? And C4 does not do the job. I'm a monster man. I mean, I've got at least a dozen cans of C4 right now, but I'm still a monster man. In more ways than one, really. Marry her. Jew Bear, stop talking. From one Jew to another dude, don't be rude. You're embarrassing us. Isolde. What's wrong, sweetheart? No, what's wrong, sweetheart? Mary Isolde. Come here. Isolde. Come on. Come on. There you go. Num nums, come on. She's looking at the food as if she's confused. Yeah, I don't know what Isolde like disappeared for a week or two, and now she's back, and she seems real hungry. BM, you've got to get a mute if you don't cut that out, Jew Bear. Okay, yeah, dude. If you're gonna be rude, my moderators will kick you off. Okay, that's why I have them. There are three of them here, and Ed Pistoffel was very protective of me. So, John from Manitoba, how's the cats? Well, as I say, Nimbus is eating properly now, so it looks like the wound in her mouth healed. Isolde Like I say, she was gone for a bit, so she seems to have come back hungry. But I mean, like, she was back 3 days ago, and she wouldn't let me pick her up. So I don't know like what happened. And then today, she was busy with food with the other cats, and I picked her up and I brought her in because she seems to be defensive amongst the other cats. El Pizarro, it's a racial slur. What was a racial slur? BM, how much would you estimate are your monthly pet expenses? I have no clue. They just dropped because Costco is once again selling my pate. Oh, Miskelk, Richard, it's been ages. El Pizarro as a name. That's how I took it. Yeah, you may have a point there. Mary Estrada, oh, I didn't know. John from Manitoba, have you ever done security as a job? I have always done security as a job. El Bizavo, tired of troll losers. Yeah, they get very tiring very quick. I work two security jobs. Mary. Yeah, lots about lately. Yeah. VM has been in the security field for over 25 years. Indeed, I have. John from Manitoba. Ah, I see. Nightclub. Yeah, I've done pretty much everything except for direct bodyguard work. Bodyguard work. I've been a bouncer. I've been a doorman. Um, right now, I have two jobs. One where I work at a historic building, and one where I work with big trucks. Apparently, there is a doesn't really say much about it though. VM, you had a lot of fake ID incidents, Neil. I was actually a bouncer at an all ages club, so that wasn't an issue. Place I worked at as a bouncer did not serve alcohol. Place I work at now, yeah, they have a few fake ID issues. It's not very common. I mean, the bigger issue is more the drugs. John from Manitoba. I certainly work security at an entertainment center. Any tips you may have, Neil? What do you mean by entertainment center? That's the first question. But it's like this. I was working at a homeless shelter in Los Angeles, and it was Thanksgiving, and you know, Sister Margaret, the chaplain there, was there, and they were going to the House of Blues for Thanksgiving. So I'm about to get off duty, and I say, "So, Sister Margaret, are you going to the House of Blues with the kids?" Because we worked with 18 to 24-year-olds, and and she says, "Only if you're coming with me." And I go, "I guess you feel very safe having a man my size looking after you." And she goes, "Size has nothing to do with it, Richard. You know how to talk to people." So the thing about security in general is your most powerful weapon and your most dangerous one is your mouth. Your mouth is going to diffuse a lot of situations, and it's going to get you in a lot of trouble if you let it. John, like the VLT slots. VM, damn, what's the biggest drug bust you came across? Um, I don't know if you really mark them by size. I mean, I find a couple of bags of Coke every now and again at the club. At the homeless shelter, the last one I worked at, you found a lot of methamphetamines, which was an issue. And I mean, mostly it's not the size of the drugs that counts. It's the fact that you not always find them with a living suspect. If you catch my drift, it's you know, one of the things you have to deal with as a security officer when you work with the homeless is you have to deal with a lot of the people that you work with not living very long and passing away when they're in your care. And I mean, I've worked in the kind of places where you're getting off duty in the morning and you tell somebody, "Hey man, I hope you have a great day, enjoy your picnic," and then you come to work that night and there's the ambulance taking the body. uh it's a very mentally difficult job. Bingo here, hi. Hi, Bingo. John from Manitoba, I see, noted, yes. Did you miss much, Bingo? Yes. You missed me recalling some of my patients dying, which was not a fun experience. John from Manitoba, whoa, definitely sounds rough. Yeah, dude. I mean, you know, like there's things I don't talk about. And I mean, I've had videos where I talked about, wiping. So I've had videos where I talk about all kinds of things that are very personal and that you would not expect a person to be able to converse about freely. So when there are things that I don't talk about, those are pretty horrible things. But I've also worked in places that catered to the elderly, and welfare checks were common. Death in that situation is fairly common. Bingo healer, my pony died after being bitten by a snake. Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry, Bingo. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been on a horse in 35 years, but I miss my horse. Tammy was a good horse. Bingo, Australia Day Monday. What are you doing for us? What does one do for Australia Day? Clyde Frog, Miss Tammy, Memory of the Fisherman, Seinfeld, Bingo Healer, vote on Australia of the Year. Australian of the Year. Okay, well. Mary Mistrada, did you ever go to funerals? I only went to one of a participant. It was really hard. I understand about the things we don't talk about. Um, I don't generally go to funeral. I mean, I'm not actually even invited now that I think about it. I mean, I don't know. Do you even have funerals? I mean, I don't think they did. If they did, like we weren't, because I mean, like their family would be told, and their family didn't stay at the shelter. So, I mean, Bingo Healer, anniversary of Captain Cook landing on Australia. But yeah, I mean, like probably one of the worst incidents I had when I was directly on duty was like this guy's wife died. Memory of the Fisherman. I've never been to a funeral. I've been to a few. This guy's wife died while I was on duty, and like somebody came up to me and told me she didn't die on property though. She died. She had a seizure and like hit her head on a concrete floor. It cracked it open, and her husband was also staying with us. So it's like Bingo Healer. Captain Cook sailed his ship across the ocean blue. He hit a rock and split his cock, and now he's got two. Clyde Frog, how did you know it was a methamphetamines? That was actually identified by someone else. That's what the staff told me it was. John from Manitoba. Whoa, what a way to go. Yeah. Anyway, so somebody comes up to me and tells me this happened. And at that facility, like this was a huge place. This was like, 400 beds. And Bingo Healer, I actually learned that in school from a teacher. Yeah, not surprising. But like I say, this was an enormous, enormous facility. And like I call like I staff to intake because that's where I was working. And I tell them, so and I just got to report so and so's wife just died. She's one of our residents. And I wrote a report. And then the guy came in and he told me what happened. And I wrote another report. And then the next day, I came into work and all the other guards were like, "What's wrong with you, dumbass? It didn't happen on property. You're not supposed to write a report about that." And I told them, I said, "It's relevant to the well-being of the people I take care of. It is therefore something I report." Now, mind you, I'm one of the few security officers who have been told that I write too many reports. Okay. I used to come to that place and ask what had happened while I was gone and write an incident report about it. Cape Pop Demon Hunters fan, I'm going to get a pet fish. Oh, what kind of fish are you getting? Pat Saint, I'm at my sister's house. Well, at least you're not at my sister's house. Timestamp 99. I worked security at a country music festival once. In my early 20s, my good friend and I worked the late shift and drove around the grounds in a golf cart. Well, that sounds fun. Everyone we went, people would give us beer. We ended up crashing the golf cart. Well, you need to learn to hold your beer. Like I always say, you should drink like a proper. I'm not doing this right. Drink like a proper Irishman. Throwing up is a waste of good alcohol, so you need to know your limits. You need to challenge those limits as well. I mean, let's be clear on this. A man with limits is a man who has challenges, but still, you need to know your limits. Pat saying, you look like you lost weight. No. Well, I don't know. I haven't been on a scale in a while. Anyway. Like I say, I once had a resident tell me, came up to the intake desk, Clyde Frog, why you skipped my message? Don't do that. Just say it again if you want me to read it. Bingo Healer, this is a rumor about poop. It's crap. I'd say that's pretty confirmed. But anyway, so I remember we had a resident come in one night, and she had been on grounds for maybe 6 hours. When she came to the desk and said she was having withdrawal pain. And I said, well, do you need an ambulance? She said, yes, I need an ambulance. So I called 911, and they're on their way over. And she lays down on the ground, and she says, the cold is bothering me. It's making it worse. So I I had a bomber jacket on. I took off my bomber jacket, and I laid it over her. And her whole body fit inside my bomber jacket. I'm a big dude. And, so she's just huddled under my jacket. It's not that cold. And I'm wearing like a thick undershirt with sleeves. So anyway, so firemen get there, and she takes my jacket off, and she says, can you give me a blanket? And they said, well, you could put your jacket on. She goes, it's not my jacket. It's his jacket. And the fireman took the jacket, and it was dark. It was middle of the night. And he had this huge smile on his face, and I could see because his teeth were so white. And he hands my jacket back to me. And they put a blanket over the girl, and they take her away. And the other guards are just disgusted with me. They got a trash bag out, and they said, you put this in the trash bag. Why did you put your jacket over that filthy woman? And I'm like, I can wash my jacket. That woman is not something that can be replaced. Somewhere she's got a family. Somewhere they care about her. And then the next day when she came back from the hospital, she proceeded to tell literally everyone she could that I had put my jacket over her. And I thought, what else would I have done? I mean, safety of my patient, you know what I mean? Anyway. But when I stopped working at that facility because I was transferred, the firemen kept asking about me. Because they were like, where's the guy that does his job? Mary, people lose too much of their humanity. Mary, a lot of people don't see homeless people as human. And, not seeing them as human is part of the problem. So, yeah, I mean, I have a thing. I treat everyone like a person. At my job where I work with the truck drivers, I joke with the drivers, which is not something I'm supposed to do, but I'll sit there and I'll shoot the breeze with them. We'll talk about politics, which is forbidden, but it's one of those things. They've gotten to know me as a person, and I'm a person to them, and they're people to me. And that's one of those things, it's like they feel they're in good hands when I'm there, and they're more conscious of keeping me safe. Pat saying, you've got some massive mitts on you, son. I've been told that before. VM talking about um, okay, Artmore. Hi, Richard. How are you doing, man? I am tired. I am really tired. VM. Hey, Art. How you been, man? Back to work? Memory. Have you ever tried seaweed? Yes, I have. Currently though, the only thing I have seaweed related on my Amazon wish list is sea grapes, which is a type of seaweed that gets dehydrated and then you rehydrate it in water and it's like tiny grapes. Beagle Leader, Pat, yes, they have me impressed and I'm a girl. Um, boobies, boobies, boobies. Beagle Healer, did your work suffer from COVID? Oh, hell yes. I got COVID at work. I remember I called in and I'm like, I tested positive. They're like, what? I tested positive. Positive for what? Positive for COVID, dumbass. Would I be telling you I tested positive for AIDS or some shit? No, I wouldn't. All right, you're off for 2 weeks. Couldn't you just send me to a place where I'm not interacting with people? Too dangerous. VM, Richard, you tried the nuts I got you yet? I don't think I have. What do I do with those? It's been a long, difficult season. Bingo Hitter, I got it. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I got COVID, and the second day I was feeling okay, so I went to work, and then I came home from work and I started shivering and shivering and shivering, and I went to sleep, and I wrapped myself. I was still in uniform, and I wrapped myself in my uniform, and then I remembered I had a COVID test, so I woke up that afternoon and I took the COVID test and it came out positive. And I called my work and I said, you know what, I just tested positive. And they're like, all right, you got to call HR. Big Wheeler, I lost the sense of taste first. Well, that sucks. I give up, I give up. She wore an itsy bitsy. Did you guys hear that the original voice of SpongeBob had mental health problems? Like, I think he wound up doing something stupid and now he's like in a mental ward. Gary, I was just looking for the sports channel. Mingle Either, I have heard of a thing called doom streaming. Does anyone know what it is? I thought doom streaming was just when you sit there on your phone streaming shorts because you have nothing better to do with your life. Also called doom scrolling. Mrs. Rara, I heard of that about the actor, but haven't verified. Eddie Geeson or Gleason or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I read a news article. Oh, okay. John from Manitoba, do you like milkshakes? If so, what's your favorite? They're okay, and I guess chocolate. I mean, look, the number 4 milkshake in America is the pineapple milkshake. At least in California. I don't know, maybe not America, but like if there's a place where there's more than one, more than 3 flavors of milkshake, the fourth flavor is normally pineapple. So that's the one I normally get. Now, I can tell you that a lot of the milkshakes sold by Jack in the Box are absolutely disgusting. And they come up with new ones fairly often. Bingo Healer, chocolate is better than sex. Let's agree to disagree. John from Manitoba. Ooh, pineapple. That's a new one I've heard. Timestamp. Did the guy who voiced Elmo have some bad allegations? I have no idea. Mary Mistrota, I agree with Jack in the Box shakes not being great. Yeah. Not a big fan of Jack in the Box shakes. But I mean, they come up with such weird combinations, you know what I mean? Memory the Fisherman. I saw the video of Security Guard and he was hilarious. I don't know what video you're speaking of. Bingo Healer. You can have chocolate in public without being arrested. Yeah, I don't know if that's better. Although, I guess, like, you can have a lot more chocolate than you can have sex. And you can have chocolate whenever you want. But I mean, I've never heard anyone say, "Oh, it's been a rough week. What I really need is a good shag and a shower." I mean, I've heard people say that. I've never heard them say a good bar of chocolate in a shower. Yeah, that's just. Dewey. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, my gentle darling, the lion sleeps tonight. A wee moe, 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 a wee moe. Oh, a wee moe. Bingo or chocolate while in the shower. True. Never heard of chocolate in the shower. Although there's nothing stopping you. I mean, we have about 5 minutes left, and there are only 3 of you. Nimbus. Miriam Estrada, I had Chipotle the first time this evening and was not impressed. I have never had Chipotle. But I mean, after what everybody says about it, Bingo Hitter, chocolate while in the toilet. Okay, that's gross. You? Um, Generally speaking, food and toilet, not my thing. Of course, my brother, he was very sheepish about the cats being in the restroom when he used it. Mary Estrada, it was not the great experience everyone said it was. Yes, but did you have as much trouble on the toilet that everybody says you'll have? Memory of the Fisherman. The video is called Security Guard Workmate Brutal. I could stop laughing at the video. Come on, piece of garbage. Mary remains to be seen. What is going on? Okay. My computer is being weird. Uh, Neil Healer, imagine a teen daughter telling her father she had chocolate for the first time. Ha ha ha. Yeah, different meaning. Beagle Healer, I should be on Saturday Night Live. Well, I mean, your jokes are certainly dirty enough, but you're a lot more funny. Remember, Strada, Eek Hope Computer Get Sorted. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's happening here. I keep clicking on this thing. And it's not. Just gonna have to restart the dang thing. All right, guys. So we're at the hour. And I obviously need some sleep. So I'm going to talk to you all later. You have a good night. I'm Richard.